Hello Udemy, I am Shakzee from Shakzee.com and welcome in lecture number 26. Today's we are going to cover the button sections inside the CSS sections. Make sure we are working on the bootstrap series, bootstrap 3 series. Why? Because you need to know, or you have to familiar with bootstrap 3 before starting bootstrap 4 framework. So make sure this is the bootstrap framework and you are learning the bootstrap. Okay, we are going to create the 5 templates in this series, and I hope you will learn many things in this series. And make sure I'm offering other courses like PHP and coding nighter, so if you are interested you can also enroll in those courses. Okay, so now go to your bootstrap 3. Make sure we are working on bootstrap 3 in the CSS sections. Nowadays we are working on the CSS sections. So we have learned or you learned how can you create your forms and how can you manage your forms, and you learned code, typography. So here is the typography. You need to add the h1, and you need to add the body, and you need to add the something like this. So I have covered the tables and I have covered the forms as well, and I hope you explore your forms from the form sections, because we have covered many things here. So they have a lot of documentations available. So go to the Twitter bootstrap 3 and go to the CSS sections, and now find the forms, and you can also explore many things here. So it's totally depend upon you. Today we are going to start the button sections. First of all, we need to remove these forms. Make sure this is container, row, model, columns. Make sure MD columns, and this is the grid system. Okay, so now I'm saying button. So you already know how can you create your buttons. I'm saying this button, this is the primary, and I'm saying this is the button. For suppose, go to your page, refresh the page, so you have a primary button. For suppose if you want to create some other buttons like by default, and you can specify default or danger, or you can also specify the warning like this. So you have a success and other buttons like this. So they are saying buttons. And make sure you can also add, if you have an anchor. For suppose if you have an anchor, and this is anchor, and I'm saying add button, and I'm saying warning at the anchor. So you can see it's similar to your button, but this is the anchor field. For suppose I'm saying go to, okay, I'm saying Shakzee, copy this link, paste this link here, and now you can see whenever you want to click on this, you can see we are redirecting here. So whenever you want to add a button class inside your anchor, so it's also works. So they are also saying that it's also works. So you have different type of classes: default, primary, success, info, warning, danger. It's totally depend upon you which element you are going to use. And if you are using button link, so it's also works. So this is the link. Okay, so how can you increase your buttons? For suppose you can increase you can close your documentation. So how can you increase your buttons? I'm saying this is button LG. So that means I'm going to create the button large, and I'm saying this button SM means small. So I have created a small button, and if I am going to add the extra small, I'm saying button extra small class. So you can see I have an extra small button. So it totally depend upon your requirement and depend upon your elements, which elements you are going to. For suppose if you want to add a button, a large button inside your column or inside your content. For suppose I'm saying block level buttons. Okay, and now I need to add the button class as well. I'm saying button for suppose primary. Now I have to add another class button LG for suppose this is the LG. Now I have to add the button block class also. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now you can see you have a large button. Why it's large? Because you are placing this button inside this column. If you are increasing your columns, your button automatically increased. So it's totally depend upon you. Okay, you are using 4 columns, so not 14. If you are using 4 columns, the button is automatically decreasing depend upon your 4, because this button has the property 100%. So you can see width 100%, so that's why it's working fine. So you can also activate, deactivate buttons by adding some classes like active. First suppose this class is active, I'm saying this is active. Go to your page, refresh the page. So now you can see it, you have just changed the property active. So now it's highlighting that this button is active. Make a okay, BR. Okay, you can add the padding or margin as well, because this is the active. If you want to add the disable property at any button, for suppose you want to disable this button, so how can you disable this button? For suppose disabled equals to disabled. Okay, refresh the page. So now you can see you have disabled a particular anchor. So you have learned how can you manage your buttons and how can you define your buttons using Twitter Bootstrap. Make sure we are working on Bootstrap series. So Bootstrap is a framework, and so you don't need to write your extra styling. So so that's why you can save a lot of time while you are creating the template, while you are working on a particular web application website and creating the template. So I think this is enough for today. Thank you for watching.